Hello, my name is Amina and I'm your decision-making specialist. And have you heard the story of Goldilocks and the three bears? Did you know that that story was first published in 1837 by a man named Robert Safi from United Kingdom, and I think that he was a doctor, and I'm not sure about that part. And if you remember the three bears and Goldilocks, I would like to tell you how that fits into your life, whether you like porridge or not. Ready? All right, this is the story. Very briefly, I'm sure you probably remember, just in case, that is, once upon a time, there were three bears, and they made porridge for their breakfast. So there were three chairs, three bowls of porridge, three bears that left to go outside because their porridge was a little bit too hot to eat. So while they were out walking, in comes this little girl, Goldilocks. She kind of peeks in the door. She knows she's not supposed to go into other people's houses without knocking. So, cluck, cluck, cluck. She knocks at the door. No one answers. She peeks in. I'm not going to go in. I know that's my mom wouldn't allow that. My dad would get really furious. I'm going to just peek in and see what I see. She saw the table with the three bowls of something on it. And she had run out to play so quickly that morning that she had not had breakfast. So guess what? Yep. She tiptoed in, didn't hear anything. She walked over to the table and she looked. Three bowls, and three spoons, and three chairs. So, guess what? She sat down by the first bowl. She tasted it. Wow, that is really too hot to eat. And she thought, okay, this bowl's at this end. I'll eat the other, go to the other end. And she went to the other end. This is too cold. So she got in the middle and she tasted that just right. And she ate every bit of it. The middle was the best part for her, just right. And that is my version of the story. The three bowls of porridge, three bears, gone. Goldilocks tastes each one of them and finds the one that is just right for her. Now, where that comes into our story is that for us, we're also looking for what's just right. That's too hard, that's too hot, that's too high, that's too low, that's too much of what I don't want. Go to the other end, not enough, too cold, not high enough, not enough of what we want, and we come to the middle. Now for Goldilocks, when she got in the middle, that bowl of porridge was just perfect. Guess what? A lot of times for us, I'm raising my hand, probably for you, probably for everyone around, at least at some point, that middle is kind of messy. if we're in the middle of trying something that we really want and we stick with it, there's a struggle in the middle. Like, should I keep on? Can I do this? Am I too young? Am I too old? Am I too uneducated? Am I not educated in the right way? All kinds of things. And if I do it, is it going to matter? All kinds of the what if questions that come in right in that middle part. And so, most of the time, if you pay attention, we tell somebody our idea, we tell them we're starting, we begin, and then there's a blank. And then at the end, we tell them that it worked, it failed, we got what we wanted, it was glorious, it was worth it, whatever. You know what we keep as a secret? We don't let people in on the middle. We don't let them know the amount of times that we struggled, that we wanted to give up, that we wish we could do it faster, that we wish we could do more, that we could try harder, that we could not just take a little step and wander off and have to come back and want to give up and have to make a decision all the time if we're going to go forward. We can't always have that middle part be smooth sailing until we get to the perfect end. I'm sorry, I wish we could. The thing that I want to really bring to you today is that we don't let people know in the middle. And I discovered that I really do this when I was exposed to COVID and I took my test, and then I'm still really grateful that mine turned out to be negative. So I told some people in the beginning that I had been exposed. I told them at the end that everything was okay. And one of my really, really dear friends said, "You know what? You didn't tell me about the middle." And I said, "What? The middle was terrible. Why would I want to tell you about that?" And she said, "Because I'm going to tell you that my father was exposed and he is waiting for his test. And he's kind of trying to spare all of us and act like everything is just fine. And I'd like to know what he's going through. And I would have liked to know what you were going through." I paid attention. I kind of looked back and I thought, yeah, how often do we not tell people about the struggle? And what's our reason? Do we want them not to know we're human? Do we think that people actually don't have that middle struggle part? Do we want to pretend that we just went from that idea to that glorious end? Who knows? It's just that I know, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to ask you, kind of check for yourself how many times you don't let anybody in the middle. Maybe even yourself. Maybe you protect yourself by not paying attention or kind of smoothing it down. And what I discovered is when I found out what she was going through in the middle of waiting for her father's test to come back, and I realized that I had been going through those same things. And I realized it would have been nice to know that other people had felt that way and other people had had what I think were just crazy thoughts about, well, why do this? Why plan on that if you're going to die? I mean, just wild things. And to find out that that goes through everybody's mind under the same circumstances. And the really beautiful part is that when you tell somebody the beginning and the end, and you let them know what's going on along the way, maybe you're helping them get through their tough middle so they can get to their end. Think about it. How often do we squish the beginning and the end together, not letting anybody in the middle where we're really living most of our lives? Just a thought. All right, thanks for coming. You're important. Write your story. Keep as safe as you can so you can get to that next chapter and add to that legacy, because people need to know what happened to you in the middle so they know they're not alone and they have courage to keep going and know there is another end to that middle. All right. Thanks for coming. You're important. Come back. I will be here and I'll be watching for you. Bye for now.